Hey everyone, welcome. Specialized just introduced their Epic 9 and I have it here with me right next to the Epic 8 that I finished building not too long ago. And we're gonna look at this from a perspective of someone that used both the Epic 7, the first generation without the brain suspension, and now I just finished building the Epic 8. So when I look at Epic 9, that by the way replaced the Epic World Cup, Epic 8, and Specialized Chisel. So the aluminum version of Epic 7, it's gone as well. This is gonna be the only cross-country race bike from Specialized going forward. By the end of this, I'm definitely gonna give you the details of this Pro model that I have with me. And I'm also gonna talk to you about my new merch. I have a new site that provides you with hats, mugs, t-shirts, stickers. Obviously, if you want to support the channel, highly encourage you to take a look. Maybe you'll find something you like. I'm going to put the link in the description. And thank you to my boys at Bike Zone in Mississauga. They provided me with this bike, and take a look at those S-Works bikes, folks. They are absolutely amazing looking. And I mentioned that this is the Pro model, so the one under the S-Works. So you're gonna have Flight Attendant installed on both the shock and the fork. Obviously, the transmission, it's gonna be here as well. This is a SRAM XO. They kept the threaded bottom bracket, that is dub. The power meter installed on this particular Pro model. You have a little chain guard here that exists, the identical one exists on the Epic 8. I just don't install it because I don't see the point. And this is a full XO T-type transmission from SRAM. And this wireless transmission is necessary because here you don't have a port anymore that would take a mechanical derailleur. So if you want to install the new bike, the Epic 9 with mechanical, you're kind of out of luck. Everything on this bike that needs to go from front to back is going to be through the headset. The beauty of this is that, if you can call it that, this is the same headset that was used by the Epic World Cup, and is the same headset that was used by Epic 8. There's a knock block included, and you have the capability to run the cables through the headset. Cables routed the way you see it here, so tube and tube. All these are gone, and that was done just to save weight on the new frame. About 110 grams that they saved only on the front triangle alone. Luckily, there's not a whole lot going through here. There's a dropper that is not wireless for this model, and you have the rear brake hose just going through here. They do have a Divine dropper post, which is pretty cool. They had these on the Epic 8 as well. Another thing that you're going to notice right away is the slimmer profile of the tubes used to build this front triangle. Looks like Specialized went back to the design of that Epic 7 with the exception of the top tube, but that's only because of the completely custom integrated rear shock that's used on this Epic 9. You still have a flip chip here. You do have this kind of half integrated into the top tube. You do have 120 millimeter travel here, but if you think about how tiny the head of this RockShox shock is, the SID Ultimate that you see here, and if you look at how massive this is, the Fox SL, so the smallest that Fox has, this one will not even fit the top tube of the Specialized Epic 9. Obviously, you can have this without the Flight Attendant, and in that case, the remote cable will go through here. Yes, you do have openings here in the frame. You guys know how much I love that, but yeah, this is set up as a race bike, so everything to cut weight. Coming down here, you can see that this is the Fact Carbon 11. They keep the Fact Carbon 12 only for S-Works. You have 3 bottle mounts right here on the down tube. You have 2 more here on the seat stay. This is a large, and I'm mentioning this because we're going to measure the weight at some point. My custom bike, Epic 8, that's a large as well. And one thing that I like on this frame is that they finally thought about rocks and debris getting here in between your rear triangle and the front triangle, just cracking the frame. That one doesn't exist with the old frame, so you got to keep this area clean. Thinner everything here, and let me show you the Epic 8 in comparison. You can see these are squarish and they seem to be beefier. Definitely the chainstay is beefier compared to what we have here on the Epic 9. This is made in Taiwan, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this is a very thin layer of color, just obviously the same weight aside from that transparent coating. And you will see the little blemishes here on the carbon pretty much all over the place. You have film installed here at the back. You also have film here underneath the down tube, and you do have this rubber protection. There's no more port here at the bottom. Remember, you're not running much through here. This cable is loose. You have probably a foam sleeve through it, and then with the bottom bracket off, that is how you're going to run the brake hose to your rear wheel. I assume you're not surprised if I tell you that pretty much all components here are branded Specialized or Roval. This seems to be a 60mm stem, and I assume this is using a 740 or 760. This is Roval control carbon bar. You have lock-on grips from Specialized as well. This is the GX series pod. The remote is bike yoke, and it's integrated matchmaker with the SRAM brakes. This is the Motive Silver. I haven't used them in the last quite a few years. I don't know how good they are, but these are kind of an entry level into the Motive brake line. RockShox SID Ultimate comes with Flight Attendant for this incarnation of it anyway, and you have that minimalistic design to save weight in every possible way. This is debonair, and if I was to go down here where the rebound adjuster is, this one comes with that little 2.5mm Allen key that you just pull out if you want to use it for something else, but that's how easy it is to adjust the rebound on this fork. Carbon wheels, Roval Control SL6. This uses straight pull 28 spokes, and I love the fact that they use a DT Swiss hub. 350 hub used front and rear, 36 teeth, so that's 10 degrees of engagement of the hub. And I love that this is the classic DT double ratchet system that can be upgraded to 54 teeth. They come with the fast track. You can see T5, T7. These are 29er 235. The super fast air track is installed. The same thing, the FlexLite T5, T7, 235 as well. And you can see this should be a pretty good rolling resistance if you are okay with that skinny profile of the tire. Here's my Contis, which are not big tires, and the 235s from Specialized look skinny in comparison. 4-piston calipers used on this race bike, 180mm rotors up front, and this is 180mm post mount on the SID fork. Remember, this is 35mm stanchions like the Pike. In the back, they use a 160mm rotor and the same 4-piston caliper, and I absolutely love the fact that somehow they moved the post mounts a bit out of the way of the rear triangle. Again, you see how skinny this is. Holy smokes. This does look like a race bike, but this allows you to actually replace the pads without removing the caliper. And that is something that you cannot do with the Epic 8. Take a look at this. Who thought of this design, man? I absolutely hate that about Epic 8. This is pretty much how the bike looks like on the shop floor, but if you were to buy one of these, you're getting a big bag of goodies from SRAM. Batteries, you get 3 batteries and a charger. This is a spacer for your brakes. Specialized is going to give you some more of these owner's manual and a few other pieces of paper. There's tubes installed right now, keep that in mind, but you also have tubeless valves and a tire lever. You have a multi-tool that you can attach to this storage. Obviously, I prefer the in-frame storage of the Epic 8, which this doesn't have. you're gonna get a couple of volume spacers from RockShox and a sticker, and they even provide you with bottle cages. One last thing you're getting from Specialized here is, this is a TPU tube on the bike. Right now we have TPU tubes installed, so these are already fairly light, but if you want to set it up tubeless, remember you do get the tubeless valves in the box. If you go to a store like Bike Zone that has both the Epic and the S-Works version of this, take a look at the finish of those frames. It's absolutely spectacularly good looking. And one other thing that you're going to notice with these bikes right away, if you just grab the bike and lift it up, you're going to like the weight of these bikes in their stock configuration. This Epic 9 Pro stock with no batteries, so you're missing 3 batteries here. There's no bottle cages installed, there's no pedals, and maybe you have TPU tubes in the tires. This comes up to 10.4 kilograms, which is 23 pounds even. This is quite impressive for a stock bike, but the lightest Epic 9 that they have in the lineup is 8.66 kilograms. My Epic 8 EVO with 130 millimeter fork, you have a mud guard, you don't have foam grips, but you do have both bottle cages installed, you have pedals, you have power meters as well, and you have the configuration that you guys saw in my Epic 8 build video. This comes up to 10.75 kilograms, so 23.7. I'm very happy with the way these turned out. So if you don't have money for an Epic 9, don't despair. This is the same Fact 11 carbon. So yes, you can get this to be quite light. And again, I haven't used anything that is out of the ordinary in terms of components. Finally, if you're wondering about the Epic 7 that we used to have as well, that can be a lighter bike, but I don't think is as capable as Epic 8 or Epic 9 for that matter. So what do you guys think about this new Epic 9? What do you like about the design? Are you looking forward to one of the most efficient race bikes in existence today? Let me know in the comments below. When it comes to a conclusion to the video, I guess the first question would be whether Epic 9 is worth it as an upgrade to Epic 7 or Epic 8. And I'm here to say that this is definitely the more refined version of Epic 7. The suspension on that one was a bit bobby, it wasn't as efficient as it could be, and we could see that right away as a difference between Epic 7 and Epic 8 that is already a better pedaler. This bike, especially with the Flight Attendant installed, it's going to be an upgrade to that. So if you're looking for, again, a racy platform that is super light, Epic 9, it's going to be the way forward. You got to keep in mind some of the caveats too. This only works with SRAM suspension, definitely the rear shock. It's only 120 millimeters front and rear. From a geometry perspective, is very close to the Epic 8. It's a bit more aggressive than the Epic 7. You do have that low weight that's going to help with its, I guess, a racy performance. But otherwise, if you're looking for a more trail-oriented super light bike, I would highly recommend to look for an Epic 8. You have onboard storage, you have the same geometry, and you have more travel, 130 front, 120 rear. You can install a Fox suspension on it with no limit. So there is some advantages to that platform. I bet my money you're going to be able to find quite a few of those on sale in the used market for people that want to have the latest and greatest. But that's pretty much with my video. Again, what do you guys think about the new Epic 9? You have an Epic 8 or 7. Do you consider this new one? I'm gonna buy some merch from my store. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It really, truly helps my channel, come up in the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, hope you guys ride your bikes, Specialized or not. There's a lot of new launches this year already hitting the waves. Cheers, guys. Cheers.